All right, so now I'm gonna do the other example, which is also called quadratics by taking square roots. So in this case, you're gonna solve equations of the form x plus a squared minus b equals to 0. And so here's your example. And remember, we're still trying to find those roots, those points on the parabola when it crosses the x-axis, okay? So I just, we're gonna find those 2 points. We'll see where they're at, but remember that they have to be right here on the x-axis. All right, so we're gonna do this example. In this example, my a is -1 because negative times a negative is a positive. So in this case it's -1, and then my b is 9, positive 9. All right, so I'm gonna do to one side what I do to the other to find my x, and I wanna isolate the variable. So -9 plus 9, that gives us 0. So then let's rewrite this. X minus 1 squared equals to positive 9. All right, so now we have to take the inverse of something that is squared, or its opposite. And so the opposite of squaring something is taking the square root. So now we're going to take the square root of both sides, because remember that whatever we do to one side, we do to the other. And so we get x minus 1 equals to 3, positive and -3. Why positive and -3? Well, because 3 times 3 is 9, and we also know that -3 times -3 is also positive 9. All right, so now we have two different solutions for x minus 1, right? So we're gonna do we're gonna solve two different equations. All right, so x minus 1 equals to 3, and then x minus 1 equals to -3. So I took 1 and I placed it on my right, and then I took the positive 3 and then placed it on my left. All right, so let's rewrite this without parentheses. And then we solve for x. So in this case, it would be +1 plus 1. Whatever I do to one side, I do to the other. So this becomes 0, and I get x equals to 4. And then +1 plus 1. This becomes 0, and I get x equals to -2. -3 plus 1 is -2. Okay, I'm going to do a really quick mental check. If x is 4, 4 minus 1 is 3. 3 squared is 9, and 9 minus 9 is 0. So it works. Let me do another mental check. -2. So -2 minus 1 is -3. -3 squared is 9. 9 minus 9 equals to 0. So there you go. All right. So now on your parabola, on your x-axis, your parabola is gonna cross at -2, and then again at 4. And this parabola is positive. It opens up because the initial sign is positive, so there's nothing. As long as this right here is positive towards the beginning, then the parabola is gonna be a happy face, right? So then this is positive, and we know our vertex is right in the middle. So that'll be about 1. Right there, you're gonna have your vertex at 1. And so your parabola will open like this. And if x is 1, my y is, let me quickly do my scratch work right here. y equals x minus 1 squared minus 9. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to substitute that middle value, which is 1, instead of x. That way I can get my y value. So equals to 1 minus 1 squared minus 9. This gives me 0. And this gives me negative 9. So y equals 9, right? So vertex, if x is 1, then y is negative 9. And I know this is really like more of a scratch work since we've done this in the past. But then imagine that like negative 9 is maybe like right here. So there's your point 1, negative 9. There you go. So then you'll have your parabola opening up. Oops. Not the best grapher, but should go. Let's imagine that that's negative 4, sorry. And your parabola goes like that, and that is your vertex right in the middle, right there. And remember that you should have the same amount of units from here to here, and then from here to here, to the vertex, to the x value. So from this, since we said this is 1, from 1 to 4 we have 3 units, and then from negative 2 to positive 1 we also have 3 units, because we have negative 2, negative 1, 0, and 1. That's 3 units, okay? Remember that the vertex is a line of symmetry, that if you were to fold it, you will get the same thing. All right, oops, we forgot to label our y-axis. Very good. So your graph will look something like this. In reality, all that Khan Academy will ask you for is these 2 values, and you're gonna say, well, negative 2 is my smallest one, and then positive 4 is my biggest x value. That's it. But I just wanted to go over how to find the vertex once again, so that we continue to reinforce those skills and continue to go over that. But basically, this is your part 2. Please comment any questions you may have, so that I can go over them and then help you out more and keep improving for you guys. All right, have a great day.